Hello, everybody, and welcome to this new episode. Today, we're going to dive in the history. Well, Lexi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Thank you very much for accepting this invitation and for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You know very well this place, New Guernica.
Yes, actually, I had one of my first gigs here a couple years back, well, about a year and a half. But yeah, love Guerns.
Yeah,
So
it's amazing.
yeah, but it's weird to be back here. No crowd, just us here.
Yeah, it's so weird. But it's
Yeah.
nice too. We can use all the club actually is for us. It's amazing. You can run.
Yeah, it's kind of surreal. Yeah,
Kind of
seeing
surreal.
one.
For first of all, I'd like to know why do you choose or decide become a DJ?
Well, DJing for me is sort of like an external to everything that goes on in my life. I'm actually a uni student. I don't pursue this full time, even though I'd love to. But DJing for me is just sort of an escape from everything going on. It's just me and my music. I've been into music for as long as I can remember, who isn't. But just for me, I've really loved being able to share my like personal favorites and things like that and show what I love, and if I can bring people along that journey with me, that's really exciting and sort of why I do it. But yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing when you see all the people, all the crowd, but it's kind of, I don't know how to say, like scary, like show maybe all this kind of work in front of the audience.
Yeah, well, at the start, I didn't really think. So I started very mainstream, obviously. You start off playing what everyone else is playing, and then the more practice you get, the more you find your own sound and things like that. And I was very into like progressive house and stuff like that, but I couldn't find that niche within like where we are in Melbourne. But slowly I started to find, wait, this artist is doing what I really like, let me follow them. And then you just slowly build a network, and then you start realizing, wait, that niche sound that I really liked is really popular. And then you start to feel a bit more at home, and that you can explore different paths in that like music, like all the different genres. Because yeah, like I started off like, mainstream, like house music. Then I got a bit more into like techno, hard groove. That was popping off for a while in all the clubs here. And then now I've sort of taken more of a turn towards like progressive house, acidy, techno, stuff like that.
Amazing. I love this guy. The acidy things, like
Yeah, the ticks and stuff.
yeah, amazing the thing.
Yeah.
How do you see Melbourne in the night? In the music on the parties, because Melbourne is very popular actually for the rest of the world, because it's very into it in the electronic music, because the people is very into it in the electronic music. I like to go to parties like it in everywhere, and you can find a lot different needs that you say here in Melbourne. How do you feel when be part of the history of the electronic music here in Melbourne?
Well, like I was saying, I love like finding people with similar interests. It genuinely makes me so happy that like once upon a time, years and years ago, when I was maybe 15, 16, I really liked, that sort of deep electronic, deep house music, and no one could really understand where I was coming from. So finding that same crowd and realizing, wait, there's a lot of people just like me. I can get heaps of inspiration from them and like-minded DJs, and B, that's now helping me to get into producing and stuff, because I feel like I'm really connected to that genre, whereas for a bit there I was still sort of finding my sound, things like that. So now I feel like I'm locked into this path and I can really pursue it properly. Yeah.
It's amazing when you find your community, like a real friends, family,
Yeah,
And
definitely.
the people here is very nice actually. Share a lot the experiences, all that stuff like that. So it's very good place for start DJing, for start make parties,
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah. When I was starting out, a lot of people were starting out too, so I feel like I've gone along like this whole, like, I've only started, like, I only started playing 2 years ago and had my first gig like at the end of 2023, so really not long, but I feel like a lot of people were getting into the scene similar times, so it's kind of nice to see like supporting, like all of us are supporting each other along the journey and like seeing how far we've come, and it's nice to have that community.
Yeah, it's amazing. Do you like to do you have your own music, like producer too?
Well, I've started producing, like just playing around with different beats and stuff. Nothing's been published. I feel like it's definitely a process and lots of going back and not liking one thing and deep diving into more editing. So I just feel like the first thing I want to put out there like has to be absolutely perfect, even though obviously nothing's perfect, but I'd really like it to be something I'm 100% confident with and not just put something out for whatever reason. But in that time, like I've been making mixes and posting those mixes, and those have gained a bit of traction, so I feel like building up that profile and like gaining that community will help when I actually release my own music and I'll actually have listeners. So yeah,
It's amazing thing, but it's kind of tough actually. It's being proud for your own music, because release music is part of yourself, that is on it, So I sometimes wait, I don't know, but it's sometimes kind of difficult find the perfection.
Of course, yeah. Like there's so many different ways I would want to go about like putting out an EP or something like that, because I just feel like I'm very fluid with what genres I like. As I was saying, I've gone through like various and completely like other ends of the spectrum of genres, so I feel like I can't even settle on what sort of music I want to put out. But I feel like now, even after this set, I feel like this is genuinely like my sound, so hopefully other people enjoy it.
For sure. How do you prepare your set, for example, today without crowd,
Okay, well, without a crowd,
we have like online crowd actually. But
true.
it's not the real there.
Well, just for any gig, I always just go through my music, like clean up my playlist, just make sure, because for example, I had a gig on the weekend and I realized I couldn't find a certain song that I wanted, so I just went back, made sure all my stuff was in the right place, bought some new songs, some stuff that I was looking at, and then I don't like to curate a set for a gig. I like to just go in with all my music and just see where it takes me, so I don't necessarily put all my songs one by one what I'm going to play. I just like to have a think about what direction I'm going in, so I don't
flow with the vibe.
So I know some DJs like choose like an opening song, or like maybe they even like put a few songs together they know are gonna work. I did that at the start when I was practicing, but now I feel like I'm confident enough to just go in and see where it takes me.
Take the risk.
So I mean, for a gig like this, I feel like it was way more natural and a lot more chill, where I could genuinely just play what I wanted. But if it's a gig at a club, probably go have a nervous breakdown beforehand if there's people there. But the pre-ritual stuff is just sort of getting my head in the game, just remembering it's for fun, like there's no reason to be nervous or stressed.
This is it. For sure. What is your plan for the future?
Well, as I was saying, I am studying. I'm in my 3rd year of mechanical engineering. So my plan, like at the moment, is like finishing uni. Focus on that. But obviously, for me, the dream is to pursue music. Even just little goals for this year. I want to produce something and actually send it out, because there's stuff that I've produced that are just sort of sitting aside and nothing's getting done. So obviously, I'd love to put something out there this year. So
amazing. We were waiting for that song. Well, Lexi, thank you very much for being here and for opening your heart and share your history.
Thank you so much, Max. Thanks.
And thank you very much for all the people who see this interview in YouTube and our Instagram our Instagram and all the social media. You know, we have a lot of things now. So thank you very much, people. Thank you very much, and see you in the next time.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank
That was
you.
great. Thank